Hello, welcome to Arizona Alpha's Friday updates. It'll be mostly legislative, probably for the next couple months. This is January 12th, my mother's birthday, and welcome. There's a lot of bills that are being dropped that are related to assisted living. As you know, we have been prominently featured in the newspaper over the past couple months, so we're going to see a lot of bills related to assisted living. Don't panic yet. A lot of bills get dropped. Then you have to wait to see if they get heard in committee. Then you have to wait to see if they get heard in a committee of the whole. And then if they go all the way through the process up until the governor is signing them. So I'm just going to hit a couple today to highlight a few. There are probably a few more that'll drop today and yesterday. So next week will be a more comprehensive. These are the ones we need to zero in on. Right now, we actually probably have about 45 on our list, but they're related to all kinds of different things. The first one is staffing ratios in a nursing care institution. They do not really come out and say if it's going to fit assisted living, but they do address direct care staff. This one's a tough one to say how far it'll go. So we're going to put that aside, but we will be watching that one very closely because, as you know, in assisted living, we staff based on their met and unmet needs, which is a lot better than staffing ratios, because staffing ratios, for instance, may say one caregiver per 10 residents. Well, if you have 10 residents that are fairly independent, that works. But if you have 10 residents and 5 of them are, have health issues, then you might need to staff 2 or 3. So that's the tricky thing about staffing ratios. The second one is House Bill 2315. It is assisted living ownership. This bill doesn't really impact centers. I know that's what they're attempting to do, but this is more of a homes issue. Centers do not wake up. This is what they believe is if a community gets into a bad mess with survey, that they're going to change ownership to get out of paying the fine and dealing with all the bad mess that they have to deal with, the bad press and all the bad outcomes. It is very hard for a center to sell. They can't wake up tomorrow and say, gosh, I think I'm going to sell my building, because they have lenders, they have stockholders, they have so many complications that when you hear of a building selling, that sale has taken a long time for it to hit actual sales. Homes are able to sell much quickly, obviously, because they're homes. So we're going to keep a kind of an eye on this one, but not a close eye, just because I think once they realize how challenging it is for a center to sell, then they might move off of this bill. Senate Bill 2449. This bill was last year. This was a clergy bill we talked about a lot last year, and it never made it through the House or the Senate. However, because it just sat there and nobody closed it, it was able to get passed by engrossing it through the House. So it doesn't necessarily impact centers, again, because we pretty much let clergy come and go. If a resident wants to go to a mass or church, wherever they want to go, we take them. If they want somebody to come in to see them, we allow the clergy to come in. And if we have to go pick up the clergy to bring them in, some communities will do that as well. So I'm not all that concerned about it, but if you want to know about this bill, let me know and I'd be happy to send it over to you. Also, Senate Bill 1157, that bill passed last year. That was a bill that we supported. We were actually one of the people that, the 3 associations got together and put this bill together. And this is what talks about when you send the resident to the emergency room, what paperwork you have to give to the first responders, and conversely, when your resident comes back from the hospital, what paperwork the hospitals have to deliver to you. Make sure that you have good understanding what paperwork you need to send over. We had our regulatory days a couple days ago, and most of the providers told me that their face sheets already have most of this on. I think one said it had everything except the signature. So just take a look at it, and then whatever you need to add to your face sheet, please make sure you add it. This bill is engrossed. This bill is into law at this point, so you do have to follow it. If you also want to know where it's listed, it is listed in, pull out all the paper here, ARS 36-420.04, and it became effective January 1st, 2024. We talked about this last week, and we will probably talk about it for a long time. I know people are saying the hospitals aren't sending anything back yet. It might take a while for it to percolate to the hospitals, but they are still required to be following this. So make sure that you follow it, because this is, at this point, can be written as a deficiency if you don't. Let's see. The next one is House Bill 2229. It is about education and abuse. And they want the Director of Health Services and Economic DES to develop a curriculum on training and employees in the capacity of caring for residents with vulnerable adults. I can't tell you where that bill will go. It's something we certainly would not oppose. You know, Arizona ALFA seldom opposes training requirements because you can never have enough training. The Alzheimer's Association is supposed to be dropping a bill also for assisted living. We're waiting to see it. We thought it would be out by now. We saw the proposed language, but until you see the bill actually drop, I don't like to talk about it, because at this point it's just, you know, air, just clouds, until you can see the actual bill. The governor's budget will be out at 3 p.m. today, so I don't know if it'll be part of her budget that comes out. We'll let you know what they say about that as well. As a kind of another bill, Senate Bill 2317. This is for CCRCs, continuing care retirement communities with over 17 beds must have a functioning AED on campus. I'm not sure why just continuing care are required to do this. However, as we all know, there's some issues with AEDs. It's the proper use of AEDs. If they have a pacemaker, are you going to do it right? Is a resident going to fully charge it? It's something that, you know, when you're at an airport, it might work, but in a community, I'm not too sure of. So we'll just watch that one closely. Other than that, those are the bills we're monitoring today. There'll be a lot more. I'll probably do another one of these on Monday after the final big drop comes in, and I have a chance to go through it. They're coming so fast and furious that these are the ones that just caught my eye in the very beginning. I think I mentioned the Alzheimer's Association is looking to regulate assisted living. They want to create more training requirements. They want to create a certification program for assisted living. They want to create staffing for assisted living. The Alzheimer's Association has a whole laundry list of things that they want assisted living to start following. It hasn't been made official yet, so once I see that, I'll let you all know about that as well. Other than that, it's just going to be a very busy session. I would suggest you kind of lock in on what's going on, because there may be some bills, and we're going to ask you guys to please call your legislator and say yay or nay. We may ask some of you to come down and testify on behalf of some of the bills, whether we oppose them or we support them. If you're a big public policy person, you really dig this stuff, public policy will start meeting on next Thursday, 10 a.m. They meet every week. It is done Zoom. It's one of the very few committees we have now that are pretty much Zoom, because we have people from all over the state that jump onto it. And Belinda Ratter with Clearwater is our public policy chairperson or chairwoman, who would do that. So if you're interested, you can reach out to Belinda, myself, or Mariah to let us know. We'll get you added to the list. If you have any questions, of course, always reach out to us and let us know. If you're hearing rumors, y'all, check with us. You know, sometimes when crazy rumors get going, and by the time it gets to me, it's halfway through the industry, and I'm like, you know, that's really not true. So check with us as well. Like I said, these will start coming fast and furious. Some will be longer than others. If you want to make sure you receive these, hit the subscribe button below so you'll know when we pop these up on YouTube and also on our website. I hope this helped you guys. If you have any questions, please let me know. Don't listen to the rumor mill. If there's something you don't understand, reach out to us. We also have a paid lobbyist. Oh, the last thing, which is also one of the most important thing, is the NCAA board yesterday had their continuation hearing. As you know, it's been very contentious over the past couple of years trying to get the NCAA board through their hearings to get them their next 8-year license. The last time we had it, they only got 2 years. No, this is the end of 2 years. They had it yesterday. It went very well. There was not, you know, I testified. Marie Isaacson with Leading Age testified to just, you know, encourage this to continue. But we did have a discussion outside about training. I think you're going to see a lot about training. And that's another thing. If you're really into training, check with it. You know, you might want to get on the Educational Events Committee because they do all of our training. They're the ones behind Regulatory Day. The end of next month or early March is going to be Memory Care Day or Half Day, Memory Care Half Day. And if you're interested also in our Emerging Leaders class is mid-March. You can call for the dates. I didn't bring my calendar with me back here. You can call for the dates for Emerging Leaders. Otherwise, if you have any questions, let Mariah or myself know. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you, I'm sure, a couple times next week. Thanks a lot, y'all.